to be making a video about everything that I learned from my time as a student at Cal State Long Beach, and all the things that I learned in college. I'm honestly feeling a bit awkward because I don't really record myself, but I want to be able to do this so I can share the stuff that I learned and possibly endured to the world. And if you're going to Long Beach, or if you're considering it, or you're not sure, then I hope this video can be of help to you, which is why it's important for me to share this information with you. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So, did I mention that I'm a recent graduate? Yeah, I recently just graduated with my bachelor's in liberal studies, so that's something to be noted. Alright, enough of that. I'm kind of nervous, honestly. I don't know why. But yeah, so why should you pick CSULB, California State University, Long Beach? Why? So Long Beach is a very diverse school. It really values its diversity. So at Long Beach, you see a lot of different kinds of people, different ethnicities, and Long Beach really promotes this kind of, this kind of way of life, like kind of really respecting and honing and just growing with all kinds of different, like people. And something to be noted, the next thing is that Long Beach has a lot of access to accommodations, or a lot of just things that are accessible, like per se, not necessarily accommodations, but of course they offer accommodations. Let's say you have anxiety or you have a disability, there is a lot of available help at Long Beach, which I have single-handedly experienced, because everybody was extremely helpful, especially the advisors, on guiding me and just like picking classes. And when you're not sure where to go, like, there's always help. There's the writing center, there's the career center if you want to get your resume read and checked on, and there's counseling and therapy, which I did, so that's CAPS. And just if you really, I think if you think of something that you need help on, there's always something that can help you there. And there's a lot of available free stuff, like free events, free stuff to go to, free food. There's something called Beach Bites, which does give you free food, I think. And sometimes there's free Scantrons depending on certain locations. So I really think that it's up to the person to find all these as well, because there's just so much to explore, I really think. So the next thing is that Long Beach is a very active campus, in my opinion. It has a very broad social life. There's so many things to do, so many different people to meet, and there's opportunities to work, kind of work study, just working at school, and just growing and making relationships with people in your field, such as professors. So just all of that to be noted as well. There's a lot of stuff. And it's very fun. So the last note that I have is that Long Beach is a very fun school, even though it is smaller than the UCs. It's a really good, like, kind of tighter knit community in a sense, because especially in my major, because my major was a really small pool of people, you really know people, like you really will see them often. Which is something I didn't really expect, but you can expect that sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely really fun if you can put yourself out there, and it's also fun if you want to be alone too, because there's a lot of stuff to do outside of school too. So here are just some facts from personal experience that are just facts. So CSULB is a pretty progressive school. It's very supportive of LGBT plus and it's really radical about diversity and social equity. So they really push these kind of ideas a lot in school and in the teachings, and it's difficult to stray away from, and it's included in the pedagogy, which is something I didn't know, so I thought you guys might want to know that. And the campus is really easy to get used to if you decide to explore it, like the layout of the campus and where to go, and I just thought it's pretty easy if you really commit to that. So yeah. So my next point is that why did I choose CSULB? Because I think it's important to kind of see my perspective on Long Beach. And yeah, so I went to visit Long Beach before I attended the school. I thought the campus was beautiful before all the construction was happening. I could imagine myself at the school and attending it. So I think it's very important for one person to be able to feel like they can see themselves at the school or wherever they're at. And it was near a lot of different locations. The breeze was really nice because it's like 15 minutes away from the beach, and the weather is really good. And I liked it because at the time it wasn't really too far, too close. And I wanted some place where I could feel like home, where it's welcoming, peaceful, and easy to walk around. So those are the reasons why I chose Long Beach, and yeah, at the time I really think that it was the best decision I could have made for myself, and I'm really glad I attended the school. So now I'm gonna move on to majors/education, but before that I'll talk about the certain programs that I was in that really helped me to develop more of my interests and my leadership and stuff that just helped me throughout the course of my schooling. So the first program that I joined from the very beginning is called Trio SSS. So they offered a lot of different services. They offer free printing, free advising, and stapling. Well, I included stapling because I thought that was helpful. Workshops. So there's like financial aid workshops, finance workshops, just workshops about, and just fun workshops too. And the advisors were really helpful, and although they might not know everything about what you're doing, especially in your major, they're going to guide you on a path that can help you. So I definitely recommend that because it helps a lot whenever you, especially if you need to read something at your class and you want to print it out, but you might not want to spend all your money on ink and all that. And then moving on after that, I did federal work study when I was a freshman because I was dorming at that time. So it's called UROP, so undergraduate research program, something along the lines of that. And so with that, you got paid while you also did research with a professor, and that was a really good way, well, it is a really good way to benefit your field of study if you wanted to do something in your field of study, because you can pick what you want to study. Even though I didn't pick anything regarding my major or anything like that, it's just really interesting because you can also do things outside of school too with your aspect of whatever you're doing, and it's super cool and super fun, and it's cool to hear about what everyone else is doing too, because you have to take a class with that too. So it's not hard and you get paid, and you also have to present something at the end at a panel, so I thought that was really cool as well. So if you're interested in research and you want to get paid and you don't already feel too overwhelmed with your classes, I do recommend that as well. And the next thing that I did that really built leadership was beach team at Long Beach. So it's called CSULB beach team, and I recommend doing that as well because it helps like see what's going on behind the scenes with ASI, so student government, and you meet a lot of cool people there too. So that was really fun. And also just a fun fact too is that you can loan laptops, and I loaned a laptop for pretty much all 4 years because I don't have a laptop, so I loaned a laptop. And the next thing is to take classes you're of course interested in. I'm sure if you're watching my video, you watch other videos, and like I did too as well before I went to college, I watched a lot of videos, and just have fun. Like, pick classes you think based off of the name that you're interested in and they're a good professor, and just go for it. Like, if you always wanted to do dance or music or all of that, like, you're not gonna get that anywhere else really. So you just want to take stuff you're interested in, obviously with your core classes, your general education classes, all that stuff. So go for that. So I'm gonna move on now to my college. So I was a College of Education slash liberal studies major. So if you don't know what that is, that's like if you're trying to go into the teaching field, like to become a teacher and get your credentialing and all that. So I'll talk about my portion of that as well. So if you're trying to be a teacher, I do highly recommend going on this studying here. It was just such a good time, like just learning from all these professors that have a lot of teaching experience. Although I don't want to do teaching anymore necessarily in the school system, I really benefited from learning about all the things that they taught. So I really recommend that, especially if you're trying to get your credential or studying to be a teacher. I recommend this major. I do highly like respect it a lot. Like I found a lot of purpose in it, so I think that other people should try it as well. And I also think that if you're not sure what major you should go into, which is what I wasn't sure, maybe try this too first. And maybe like, because we also learn all about the different subjects, and maybe one of them will catch your eye, and we do a lot of fun stuff. We do a PE as well, so I just thought that was really funny. So yeah, you learn about a lot of different subjects, and I enjoyed pretty much all my teachers. Pretty much all of them. Like, honestly, there were just so many amazing, wonderful, like, inspiring teachers, professors. But I just didn't enjoy, like, 2 professors because I think one of them was, like, I don't know, a bit too, like, I guess they try to get too personal with us in some ways. I personally didn't really enjoy that, and I also just didn't enjoy another professor, but she wasn't a professor in our necessarily the College of Education. But that's why Rate My Professor is important though. But I know that not all professors are on there, but I'm just saying my piece on that because it can actually really affect like your learning process if you don't have a good professor. So I stand by that. And the other professor was just very, very, very strict. And even though I genuinely paid attention to what she was saying, it felt as if she always wanted more. So I really think that the professor just really makes or breaks your class experience with that subject even, and just all that stuff. So I find that very important. But if you have to take the professor, just try to make the best out of it, especially with your classmates, because it's a bonding experience as well. So I'll talk more about the classes that I took. So I took religious studies. So these are my favorite classes that I took. Religious studies with Sophia Pandia, I believe that was her name. I took a tap class my last semester, an art class, music class, finance class. So all these I took from like just across my time at Long Beach, and these were just my favorite because in my religious class I learned about just all the different religions, and it was so interesting to me. It really was. You know, tap dance, I learned how to tap dance. Art class, I learned how to develop more of art skills. Music, you got to kind of play your own instrument, and I also learned how to develop a song. And I learned how to do my finances too. So just classes that just mean something to you, I really think are important for one to take. So yeah, don't be scared. So like I said, I also recommend my major for those that want to pursue the teaching career, because you're able to get your credential at the same time with your bachelor's if you're doing undergrad, yeah. So I was gonna do my bachelor's and a special education credential, but I didn't go forward with that. But it's just, if you wanted to do that, you could do that, or also the multiple subjects, or doing bilingual like credentials. Like, it's just, you receive a lot of help, and the main advisor there is super kind. And yeah, I just feel like you shouldn't worry about that when you're in this major, because people want you to succeed. So next, I'm gonna move on to clubs that I was in that play a significant role, and just the generalization of what clubs were like for me and how it was. So I was in CASA, Korean American Student Association, and I was also a board member. So I joined my first year, and then I was a board member the second year. I was also in the Japanese American Club, NSU, and I also attended other clubs like the Fashion Club, the Thrift Club, later on in my senior year. And I also wanted to do the Astronomy Club, but I'm just listing some other clubs. And I forgot about this for a bit, but I actually also attempted to create my own club too as well, and it was good, but there were just a lot of limitations. I couldn't do stuff, which is why I didn't go forward with that. But the club life is there. There's also sororities, of course, and what else is there? But just a lot of stuff you can do. And yeah, you meet all kinds of different people, go to the after events. But my one tip is also to, of course, do fun stuff and all of that, but don't forget to spend time alone with yourself, because sometimes even when you're surrounded by people, you might still feel alone and you might not be sure where your identity really is. So spend a lot of time alone, because this is your time to grow as an individual, and you're probably not always going to have these people around too, because you know, we move on with their life as well. I'm not saying not to enjoy it, but invest in yourself, you know, and make sure when you meet people to also be careful, both for girls and guys, of course. You don't know who you're meeting, you don't know who they are, but they seem friendly, but you don't know what their intentions are. So be careful and just make sure to read people properly and take care of yourself. That's just the most important. If you don't want to do something, say no. If you don't want to drive someone, you don't have to. No one can pressure you into that. And if you don't want to do the club anymore, you can honestly just leave. I'm not saying leave like if you're a board member, but if you're just a normal member, you don't need to commit to things that you don't want to commit to, or be friends with people you don't want to be friends with. It's just, yeah, life, and you're gonna learn that throughout the process of it. So I talked about Long Beach, all that, education, clubs. Now I'm going to talk about dorming. So I dormed on campus my freshman year, only my freshman year, because if you try to find housing later on in any other year, it's very difficult to. You could apply to be an RA, but I didn't get in to be an RA, but it's very difficult to. You're most likely going to get waitlisted, so you might want to find an apartment sooner than later, but it's a lot easier for freshmen, so that's just the note. So I'll just talk about the three different dorms, yeah. I'm losing my train of thought a bit, because I've been talking for a while, so that's why, yeah. So we have Hillside, so that's where I dormed, Los Alamitos Hillside, and I had AC. So they have Los Cerritos and Los Alamitos, which has AC, like shared bathrooms, but Hillside also has like lettered dorms but don't have AC in it. And they also have international housing, which also has AC in it, but it's farther. But Hillside is the closest one to upper campus, which is where all the classes are. A bit closer. And Parkside is farther on the other side. I'll show you a map of it on my Google Maps. Let me show you. So there's Hillside, there's Parkside. Actually, before I talk about Parkside, I'm going to talk about Hillside's dining hall. So Los Alamitos was really close to the dining hall. It's very close. And the food, I like the food. So yeah, it's buffet style. Like, I don't know. I don't have not much to say. I guess repetitive, but I still like it because I'm just like, this is so great. Like, this is so good. I'm really happy about that. And I'd still go back and eat there sometimes. And, oh yeah, the meal pass. If you get the 210 meal pass, there's a lot of swipes. I don't think you could ever run out. I thought I would run out one time, but there was still like a lot. heard that other places as well. Alright, oh yeah, so this is Hillside. Oh, probably you actually can't really see it, but this Hillside, it's near the Japanese garden, so that's also a plus too if you want to go to the Japanese garden. And then Parkside is past the Japanese garden, so it's farther away than the housing on camp. Not the housing. It's gonna die. I'll be right back. How do I stop? Alright, I'm back. My camera died, but yeah. So like I was saying, Parkside is farther from campus. It is a bit farther. So there's Parkside with the normal dorms, so like the lighter dorms, and I'm pretty sure those ones, they don't have AC in them. And the dining hall is pretty much the same. I think they just serve more pizza or stuff like that, I think. But I always prefer Hillside's dining hall. You can walk to either dining halls with your meal pass. And Hillside also has a night cafe in Los Alamitos, and I really like that cafe because it's open from like probably 8 to like 12 or something, but it's just at nighttime, and just you go there for a snack, and it was pretty good. So yeah, Hillside, Parkside, and Parkside North I know is, well, it was the nicest dorms, but I know they're building like new dorms now near Hillside. But Parkside North is most likely the nicest dorms, but it is also the farthest dorms on campus. And then we have Beachside, which is off campus, and I heard it's not very nice, but if it is something that you need to have, then I would have to say Beachside is your best option for that, because it's off campus and you have to take a shuttle to go on campus I'm pretty sure every day, unless you have a car. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to add on that, but for some must-haves if you're on campus, I'd say investing in a scooter is a pretty good one if you're not afraid to be embarrassed, because you just get from point A to point B so fast, and it's just so much more convenient. And dorming wise, of course, find a really good roommate that shares the same values and goals as you when you're living inside of the same space. I had the best roommate ever because we both valued keeping the place clean and just sleeping earlier and just stuff like that. Yeah, shower shoes, shower caddy, it was a communal thing, and just make some snacks and just make it like your own home. Like, it's like your home away from home, right? So you want to make it suitable to you and make it fun. Yeah, it's really cool. So now I'm going to talk about commuting wise. So commuting, depending where you're commuting from, is, if you're a commuter, it's a very different experience if you choose to kind of have that experience. So being a commuter, I really didn't want to stay on campus. When I was dorming, I didn't mind it. It was also my freshman year, but later on in my years, I really just wanted to go home and just get my stuff done here, or maybe I didn't want to go home, but I just feel like I had to because my house wasn't like here, you know? So it is very different because you kind of have different priorities, and maybe you're not there to really socialize anymore, which I really didn't care as much anymore. I just wanted to finish up and just do my own thing back at home, honestly. Yeah, so that was just kind of how I felt. Just when you're commuting, maybe put on a podcast, maybe talk to a friend, or play some good music. But it's a lot more different, I really think. But even though most people commute, it's just if your commute is farther, it's just very different. So I'd say just keep that in mind. But if you're willing to commit to it, I really do admire that. But yeah, I would drive over 40 minutes to get to school, and there was a lot of traffic, and I would just feel very overwhelmed most of the time. So it's just something to keep in mind, but I did it and I'm finished with it, so I'm really grateful and I'm highly happy that I got the opportunity to do that as well. And when you're commuting, if you need a parking life hack, like if you can't find parking anywhere because it's a very tight situation, what I do is that the parking garage next to the pyramid, next to like the College of Business, there's a ramp going up to the 3rd floor of the parking garage. I'd always just go up there, and then I would, usually it's all taken out, just go to the 6th floor and just take the elevator. Typically I would just do that, take the elevator down, because if you can't find parking anywhere but you know for sure there's a space where you can find parking, and it's the 6th floor, yeah, because there's 6 floors I believe, is always open. There's usually not as many people because it's the top floor, and the very highest floor, even the 5th or the 4th floor, there's not as many people. So I just really recommend that, because I'd rather save myself the hassle of trying to find and being anxious about it than just going straight on the ramp, going to the other floors, and then boom, there you go, just take the elevator and walk to your class. And also take advantage of the shuttles. So I would get the app Passio Go, because that would show you where the shuttles are and where it takes you. So there's West Loop, there's East Loop, and then there's another one, their Beachside one. So I would just get this app if you don't want to walk to wherever you're going. So this is the app. I don't have the app anymore. Oh, can you see it? Oh, kind of. There you go. Yeah, but just take the shuttle. Like, it does take a bit. So let's say like you're running late, you don't really want to take the shuttle because it takes like 10 minutes. But if you plan your day out and you know that there's no parking and you don't know where you're gonna get to class or how you're gonna walk and it's really hot, I would say park over there, take the shuttle that's near the pyramid structure. You walk the other way. There's a, well, you can see it on the app. You can just sit there and just wait for the shuttle to come, and they'll tell you the time it takes. And yeah, it should usually drop you up to upper campus because it's a lot farther and all that. So, and just make sure to not take the wrong shuttle, because I've seen a lot of people do that before. But if you guys need help with that, I can definitely help you with anything, by the way. But yeah, West Loop takes you around the Brotman Hall and then Hillside and then that area. East Loop takes you near the gym, so it's just something to remind yourself of. Like, if you want to get used to something in college, just make a mistake. Like, just get on the shuttles, get on, like, just do stuff, and then you'll learn from that, and you don't have to do it again, and just do it when you have time. So there's that. Okay, so we're almost done with the kind of stuff that I had to talk about on CSULB. So now I'm just going to talk about the lessons I learned. Well, that's what I wrote down here. I don't know what else to really talk about, but something I thought was really important as well is to definitely apply for financial aid and scholarships, beach scholarships, because you genuinely, I think a lot of people don't apply for them. So I was never the type to really do that, but when I did, I actually got a scholarship, like 2 scholarships. So I was like, just do it. Like, even if you don't get anything, like, it's actually pretty fun to write the essays too. So yeah, just go for it, because it's money and it'll help you with your college education. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about my freshman and just go down my years and just talk about like what I learned from each year and just tell you about it, because, you know, I don't know if you're a girl, you're a guy, or what stage of life you're in. You're probably going to college, right? But I just want to give some, I guess, like help and just personal experience for you watching it, right? So as a freshman, I was definitely really excited to go to college. I was so happy to get out of, you know, the space that I was in, to go into somewhere new, because I always looked forward to getting out of my area and just going out somewhere else. And I think that I had such high hopes for it, but I think going into freshman year, I did a lot of things, maybe even too many things. I'm just kidding, but I think sometimes I didn't really feel true to myself. I think sometimes I didn't feel like I could have been more kind to people. I could have been more considerate of others and not choose like the choices that I did in certain things. Like for example, if like, let's say, this is just an example, like two friends wanted to hang out, like you lie to one friend and you hang out with the other friend, but it's like, just try to be true to yourself and be honest, and don't try to fabricate a version of yourself, you know, because I think I tried to be a lot more like people person kind of thing, like extroverted, and I do remember that quite a bit, but like internally I think I really just wanted to have more self-discovery, but I just didn't really know how to. So just try to really like tame yourself a bit, I would say, but at the same time find the things you really love to do and try to stick with that, I think. Yeah, as a freshman, and just don't let's see, I guess don't go on with a really negative mindset on the workload or all that, but don't go overly too like high expectations either, because you don't know what's gonna happen. I would say, you know, just be like pleasant about it, that's all, for sure. Not that. Yeah, but just do a lot of stuff, because that's what I did, and I really went out of my way to do that. Alright, sophomore year. Sophomore year, I think a lot of the times I did want to get closer with the people that I was talking to, but at the same time I wasn't sure, you know? So I think it's kind of a thought for me, because that was the year I started commuting, and I think I started to feel like there was this separation between like my life here and over there, because I felt less connected to it. So I don't know, like I don't know what I'd really say about sophomore year, but just like to myself, like I would say, like, don't overthink it too much. Like, just try to enjoy the moment, even if it feels hard to like not have friends to hang out with as much. Like just try to enjoy yourself more, I think, because I know that you might think in college you want to be surrounded by a lot of people and you want to meet a lot of people, get to know them all the time, do stuff with them, but it's a pivotal point for you to discover yourself, which is something I've been talking about, but also to understand that other people can help you a lot with that too, because they're on their own journey. So yeah, just find the right friends. And junior year, can't really recall junior year as much, but I definitely kept to myself a lot more, and I feel like I didn't have as many people that I had in freshman year, because as like I was said, I was commuting and all, but I feel like I could have done more at the same time. I could have tried new things, like went to more clubs still, but I just didn't want to, and I was more of that point of just trying to be careful, I guess, be more careful. And yeah, I don't know what else I would say. In senior year, I just wanted to graduate already, but I think I would tell myself that I could still go to the clubs and maybe at least go to the astronomy club at least once, because I really did want to see the telescope and all that. But yeah. But yeah, all in all, I think just in college in general, like I think a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of young adults, they expect so much from it. And yeah, it will provide you that if you really desire it to a point, but sometimes you might lose things that are most important to you. You know, I know that it doesn't seem like a big deal necessarily, but or to some people, yeah, they might just keep to themselves, but to those that are really looking for that experience, I think just try to be realistic at the same time, right? Because the only person that can really change your life around is yourself and the decisions that you make. I thought that just moving out and going somewhere else would change everything, but no, it's really about the heart that you have and what you really want to do and put forward in your life. And I'm still learning that to this day, but Yeah, I think I really expected it to give me such a epiphany to change my life around, but it was definitely more of a slow process and understanding boundaries and people I want to be close with, I don't want to be close with, and who I desire to be at the end of the day, and the things that I wanted to do and my career processes, and working with kids too as well was part of my major. And I think like it was all worth my time, but like I can't say it wasn't, because I think I didn't even want to really go to my commencement, because even though at the end of the day I didn't want to pursue teaching, I still got my fair share of knowledge and just importance, and especially with working with the children and learning about, you know, the way the world works a lot was really significant to my development as well. And I think that it's just so important to focus on what kind of person you want to be and not what the other things in this world can give to you, because it's really important. Like, yeah, and just developing or just creating the kind of life that you truly want to live. So that's all that I have. Here are some must-dos as well. Get to know the campus and resources, which I've mentioned. Take advantage of cheaper tickets to the aquarium. So we have like cheaper tickets as students to certain things. The aquarium, Universal Studios. Use Rate My Professor. Don't buy textbooks immediately. And go to CAPS. Go get therapy if you never had therapy. Just try it. Just try stuff. Obviously stuff that will actually benefit you, and go study abroad. I did study abroad for a week and a half, and I think it's also important to not rush things too. Like, if you prepare things in a well-mannered, timely way, everything will come to you, and stuff that I'm still learning too. So that's all that I have. Let me please comment. And oh yeah, this is kind of a follow-up too, because my previous video was my CSULB move-in video, and that was my documented part of my life. And here I am now. I'm a graduated student at Cal State Long Beach with a bachelor's degree, and I'm here now just trying to live the life that I wanted in the beginning and rediscovering who I want to be with the life that I originally had. So yeah, that's all that I have. Like I said, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you're really curious about, especially with the personal aspect, let me know. Yeah, I wish you the best in college or wherever you're going to be in life, wherever you want to go in life. And don't be nervous, like, you've got this, and don't worry. Yeah, in my own little world, out.